What's up, everybody? So Mannun here, and we're going to be doing another cooking show for Samhain this time. So I hope you guys like it. Hope you enjoy it. I got some new things coming up here that I've never quite made before. So we're expanding away from just desserts like I've done the last couple of times. So again, these recipes are from this book here, The Sabbats by Dane McCoy. And it should be interesting. I got this chef's hat that and Elowen sent it. Her name is Elowen, and she sent it over. Thank you very much. So I thought, why not wear it, give it a shot and see how it works. And that's that. So we're gonna be doing some great food today for Sabbat, or for Samhain, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Samhain as we go along. So these three dishes I'm making are, one is called Colcannon, which is an Irish potato type dish. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but we'll check it out. And the other one I'm gonna be making is just your traditional pumpkin pie, which is Granny McCoy's pumpkin pie from the book again. And the last thing I'm going to be making is an alcoholic type beverage called Wassail, or Wassail. And it's actually, the term Wassail actually comes from an old Celtic tradition where the men would go out and they'd shoot arrows into a tree, and then they would in some stories they beat the tree, whatever, but reality is that it was to get rid of the evil spirits. So that being said, we can go ahead and get started, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And in the meantime, roll intro. Okay, so let's get started. So this first dish, we're going to start with the Colcannon, which is the potato dish. So one of the things it says is, right off the bat, I screwed up already because when I was buying the ingredients, I had to buy cabbage. So I thought this was, cabbage, which it is. This is cabbage, but it's called Napa cabbage. So I don't know. I thought it was cabbage. So I bought it, but then I realized and learned that cabbage is actually round and supposed to be it's supposed to be round, but it is what it is. So I got this. So we're gonna cut this little string off here, and it says that I'm supposed to boil, take that. I'm supposed to boil 2.5 cups of cabbage, cooked and chopped fine. So I am going to assume, I don't know what I'm doing. Again, no idea. And by the way, Pink is here this time. She's actually present, and she locked herself in the bedroom. She doesn't even want to know. So I don't know how to do this. So I'm going to cut the base off of this, and then I'm just going to take a bunch of these leaves, and I'm going to put them in this pot of boiling water that I've already had pre-boiling, and boil them for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, I guess. I don't know. But here we go. So here we go. Oh boy. Okay. So that went good. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna put these leaves in here, take these suckers off, and just kind of peel this thing, and I'm just gonna put them in. I don't even know. But this is what I'm gonna do. Oh, so I know everybody's probably screaming out there right now, no, oh my God, but you know what, I don't know what to do. I mean, listen, if worst comes to worst, we'll have a mashed potato dish without the cabbage in it, but let's see. So I'm gonna cook it off first. I'm assuming you cook it whole like this first, because you're supposed to chop it fine afterwards. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Use this spoon here. I'm gonna push this down into the water as best as possible, because I don't even know. I'm gonna put as many leaves as I can in there. Yep. And then hope it comes out to like basically 2.5 cups. So I think that's as good as I can get it. I'm trying not to burn myself here. Here, this spoon isn't gonna work. Let me see. I need something a little bit more stiff. We're gonna use this. I'm gonna use this sucker. You know what? This will kind of chop it too. So I think I need more water in there. I think I need to put a little bit more water. You know what? I'm confident that it might soften up by the time this gets going. I'm gonna put this in here like this. And I feel like I should put a lid on it. So I'm gonna take this away. So this is actually called, it's not really, it's cabbage, but it's called Napa cabbage, whatever. So I don't know. I'm gonna put this over to the side. Right there, looks like a statue. Okay, so while this is boiling, or attempting to boil, let me get a lid for it so I can, here's the lid. So I'm gonna put that on there, and I got this on high, and I'm not gonna salt it or anything because I don't know. I just don't know what I'm doing. So we're gonna just do what we can do. Okay, so then it says that's got it cooked and chopped fine. So while that's doing that, I can also get the mashed potatoes. So I decided I wasn't gonna like actually cook mashed potatoes. So I bought these like ones that you put in the microwave for a couple of minutes. They're like pre-made. This one is sour cream and chive. So I'm kind of cheating, but you know, for the sake of time and the sake that I don't know how to cook, I thought this would be pretty interesting. So we're gonna, and I know how to cook these because this is what I do for mashed potatoes, like at home. Like I don't, well, you know, when I'm eating on when I'm not with you guys. I'm gonna taste this cabbage. It tastes like lettuce. So I'm gonna run over, throw these 2 mashed potato things because I need 4 cups. So I'm gonna put these in the, you know, I'm wondering how much is this? So this is 2.5 cups each. So I gotta cook them both. I'm gonna run over and throw these in the microwave right quick. Okay, so we've got the potatoes cooking and the cabbage is cooking away. Oh yeah, see? Now that it's boiling, it's actually softened up and it's actually all fitting in the pot nice and good. The only thing is I forgot to set an alarm. So let's do that. Because I think I'm gonna boil it for like 15 minutes. So another thing I need to do is saute some onion. So I'm gonna go back down and get another pan. Got a pan. So let's do this. It's not gonna fit. I need to adjust. Saute some onions. So. Grab some butter. I don't know. That's probably pretty good. So the potatoes just, oh wow, I think I put a little bit too much butter. The potatoes actually just done. So I've got to go tend to those in a second. But first I'm gonna get these onions going. Nice and good. Got pre-chopped onions, so I didn't have to sit there and chop them. And throw these in. Okay. Okay, check the potatoes. Okay, I got the potatoes adjusted and I stirred them back up and put them in for a few more minutes. The cabbage is still going, which I'm going to take off in a few minutes. And now we're sauteing some onion here. Some butter. I just put it in some butter. The real butter, not the fake stuff. You guys told me not to use the fake stuff. So I got real butter. I think it's real butter. It's country crock. So I think that's real butter. So while this stuff's cooking, let's talk a little bit about Samhain. So Samhain is coming up in a couple of days. It's actually Saturday now, and Samhain is actually Monday, October 31st. So Samhain is basically mid-autumn. It's like the middle of autumn. And it's a great Sabbat. It's one of the top Sabbats. It's one of the most popular, not top Sabbats, but one of the most popular Sabbats. I think the two most popular Sabbats would be Samhain and Beltane. So Samhain is the time when our god, if you're Wiccan or if you're in many pagan faiths, when you basically, the god is, he passes away, he dies. So the reason he passes away is because he needs to be reborn on the winter solstice, or Yule, which is on the December 21st, 22nd, somewhere in there. So when he's crossing over into the land of the dead, it's thought that he has 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and therefore it's making the veils between the worlds, it makes them very thin. Okay, so it's thought that on Samhain is one of the best times for spirit communication, and for that reason, a lot of witches and a lot of other occultists will practice spirit communication on this night. That being said, I just did a video called A Dumb Supper to explain a dumb supper, to go over it, and a lot of people do that too. It's actually kind of a rare one. A lot of people don't actually do it, but it's one that I think people should know about, so I did a video on it. That being said, there's also spirit communication using Ouija boards and things like that, and it's everybody knows Halloween is the time of year when everything's spooky, and they go ghosts and goblins and witches and spirits and warlocks and everything else. So it's a time of year that's really spooky, and to be honest, it's a lot of people's favorite time of year. So that being said, stir these onions up a little bit. That being said, it's one of, it's not my favorite Sabbat, but it is one of my favorite Sabbats. All these Sabbats in the darker part of the year are my favorite Sabbats, bottom line. So from Mabon to Samhain to Yule to Imbolc are pretty much my favorite Sabbats out of the 8, the first 4 out of the 8. Then we get into Ostara, Beltane, which I really like Beltane a lot too, but Midsummer and Lammas, those are the lighter Sabbats, the lighter half of the year Sabbats. So, but yeah, my favorites, I really like the dark time of the year. It's like one of my favorite times. So to explain this dish we're cooking, the book says potatoes harvested from August to October were also a part of the feast in Ireland, where they were made into a Samhain dish known as Colcannon, Colcannon, Colcannon. Colcannon is a mashed potato, cabbage, and onion dish still served in Ireland on All Saints' Day. It was an old Irish tradition to hide in it a ring for a bride, a button for a bachelor, a thimble for a spinster, and a coin for wealth, or any other item which local custom decreed in keeping with the idea of the New Year's as a time for divination. If you make colcannon with these little objects inside, please exercise caution against choking on them, which I recommend as well. So you notice here it said about a new year. So in a lot of pagan traditions, Samhain is also called the witch's new year. It's the time when they figure the year starts anew from this day forward. So like November 1st would actually be like January 1st to a lot of people, to a lot of pagans. And the year goes in that calendar thing. So October 31st is the new year, I guess, or maybe even October 31st is the first day of the year. I don't follow that, so I don't know how it works. But it would be weird if October 31st was actually the first day of the year. I mean, it's gotta be hard to keep track, but I don't know. But some people might do it that way. You can put it down in the comments below if you do follow that. Okay, so we've been notified that the cabbage is supposedly finished. So we're gonna turn the heat off of this. And as you can also hear, the potatoes finished at the same time. So this is actually all coming together pretty easily. I'm going to take the cabbage and, oh, yeah. I'm going to get a colander and I'm going to drain the cabbage so that I can cut it up, chop it up. So these onions are looking pretty good. So the instructions say now we have to mix the mashed potatoes and the other ingredients in this pan with the onions. So let me grab the mashed potatoes. Okay, so these are the mashed potatoes. Let me pull the plastic off of them. All right, so we're gonna mix these mashed potatoes, and with this, I'm gonna put this on a lower heat. We're gonna push these in here. Like that. Put this one in. Put this off to the side. Okay, so saute onions, but boil the potato, mash them, ingredients. In a large pan, place all the ingredients except the cabbage and cook over low heat while blending them together. So we're gonna turn this down to a low heat and blend them together. Turn the heat to medium and add the chopped cabbage. Okay, so we're gonna put a half a cup of butter. Just this one. Clean a spoon, a half a cup of butter. So that's what we got there. So a half a cup of butter. A half a cup of evaporated milk or cream. So I've got this evaporated milk here. It says to shake it. So we're doing that. You have to open this up and get the butter out of the way. Butter. Okay. Wait, is this, yeah, evaporated milk or cream? It says evaporated milk or cream, so I got evaporated milk, which we're actually using in 2 of the recipes today, so. Okay, so we're gonna do a half a cup of this. Ooh, I spilled it. Okay, throw that in there. Okay, a quarter. So you know what it says? We're supposed to use 3/4 of a cup of onion. I have a lot more onion than that, so I screwed up again. But it is what it is because I already dumped it in there. Salt. It says a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which I'm going to say is about like that. And it says white pepper, which I don't have white pepper, so we're going to use black pepper. I don't know. I think that's about a 1/4. So we're going to take this. We're going to mix this all up. Okay, we're going to let that sit on the low heat. I'm going to move this stuff over here. Put the cream over here so we can use it later. Get rid of this garbage. There. Clean up this spilt milk. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and I'm going to chop up this cabbage now, which I'm just gonna, I wonder if there's a quicker way to do this. I don't know if I'm doing this right. So, okay. So I think I'm gonna grab like a bunch of this at once. And I'm just gonna hope that this comes out to, I'm just gonna hope that this comes out to the 2.5 cups that we need. Here, let me just dump this out. This. Dump that out like that, and we're just gonna go to town on it. So novice. Like, I don't know how to cut stuff up, so I'm just doing it what you know what? I think I'm just getting the job done. So while I'm cutting this and doing this stuff, I'm also gonna, might as well talk about a little bit more about Samhain. So a lot of people, so obviously one of the highlights of Samhain or of Halloween is trick-or-treating. You know, so many people do that. I mean, that's like the big deal. So where does trick-or-treating come from? Nobody really knows exactly where trick-or-treating came from. There's so many different theories behind it, but nobody really knows exactly, can put a pinpoint on it. So we ended up with 2 cups of this cabbage. So we're gonna dump this in here, and we're going to turn this back up to medium, and we're gonna mix all this together. Yeah, so with trick-or-treating, you know, nobody really knows where trick-or-treating came from, but well, you know, let's talk about that. That's like a major thing for Samhain is trick-or-treating. But we do know that some theories are that that people in the old days would go door to door and ask for treats if the people didn't give to these spirits and whatnot, they would ultimately get tricked on. So everybody would always give a treat so that they didn't get tricked, and that's part of like some of the theory. But there's a ton of theories out there. You know, if anybody knows any other theories of where trick-or-treating or their stories behind what trick-or-treating might have been, put it down in the comments below and we'll check it out. I think it was another one of those things with the candy companies where almost like Valentine's Day, where there really is just like a thing that was just like Hershey's put out there like to sell candy. Because right now that's the big thing, is everybody's buying candy like crazy. Okay, so this is warm. It says to just cook it till it's warm enough to eat, which it's like really there. So we're gonna hit off, and we're gonna put this over here for right now and let that cool off. In the meantime, we might as well, I'm gonna clean up this mess a little bit, and we're gonna move on to the pumpkin pie. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is make the mixture. So, we got a mixing bowl over here. We got right here. So it says here, to make this pumpkin pie, we're gonna use 3 cups of cooked pumpkin. Now this is for 2 9-inch pies. I only want 1, so I'm gonna cut everything in half. So if this wants 3 cups of cooked pumpkin, I'm gonna use 1.5 cups. And I got some pumpkin in a can here because that's what's easiest. Look at my dirty dishes piling up. So, okay. So this is a 1/2 cup, and there's 3.5 servings. So if it wants 3 cups, I'm gonna put in this as 3 cups and just put half the can. So, boop. Boop. About that much. About that much. That's how we do things. That's how we do it here in Witch in the Workings kitchen. It's about that much. Okay, 1.25 cups of evaporated milk. So we already had this evaporated milk. So if it's 1.25 cups, we're gonna put a 1/2 cup and then a little more. So here we go, 1/2 cup, right? And 1/8. So boop, like, yeah, like that. That's gonna work. Okay, we'll put this back over here. Okay, 2.5 cups of granulated sugar. Do this like this, 2.5, right? Oh wait, but we're cutting it in half. So 1.25 cups. So 1, like that. Okay, so gotta remember we're cutting it in half. I keep forgetting. So 2.5 cups, we put 1.25 cups. Okay, 1/2 heaping teaspoon of ground nutmeg. So I got these spices here. We've got the nutmeg. So we're gonna put that much. And then we've got a half a scant a teaspoon of salt. So a little bit of salt. Then we've got allspice, a quarter of allspice, a quarter of a teaspoon of allspice. So we'll put like that. And we've got a half of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of cinnamon. So we're gonna put like that. All right. And 4 well-beaten eggs. Let me get the eggs here. So we've got the eggs, which we're only gonna use 2. So let's beat these. All right, let's get rid of the sugar here. And let's put a couple of eggs. And some eggs. And let's beat them well. So what's cool about pumpkins, so another thing that's big during Samhain is pumpkins, you know, jack-o'-lanterns, so to speak. So I was doing a little research on jack-o'-lanterns and where they came from. And I saw this cool little story where there was a guy named Stingy Jack who apparently got into a deal with the devil. You know, this is again, this is another Celtic Irish tale. He got into a thing with the devil, and where he was betting him with money and everything, and he ended up having to where he had to owe the devil money or the devil's going to take his soul. So he made a deal with the devil, and he tricked the devil into this transaction where the devil had to leave him alone for a year without bothering him. And in that year's time, you know, in a year he would revisit and the devil would come to collect. Because again, he had tricked the devil the first time, where he did something where he drew a cross or something, or I forget how he did it, but the devil had to come back. So a year later, when the devil came back, he got into another dealing with this Stingy Jack guy. And this time, Stingy Jack tricked the devil into climbing up a tree. And when the devil did climb up a tree, he drew a cross at the trunk of the tree, at the base of the tree, so the devil couldn't come down. So it ended up being that he was safe for the next 10 years, the way the story goes. At the end, in that time, he passes away. He dies. Stingy Jack dies. But when he dies, the devil doesn't want him anymore because he's tricked the devil twice now. And the devil's like, oh, screw you. I don't even want you down here, you know? And at the same time, heaven doesn't want him either. So it's truly one of those situations, like a lot of you have seen that thing where it's like, heaven doesn't want me and hell are... heaven, I'm too bad for heaven and hell doesn't want me, or something like that. I forget how the saying goes, but that being said, that's literally, he's a living proof of that. And so nobody wants him. So he's doomed to walk the earth as a spirit from that day forward. And in order to do that, in nighttime, he had carved a turnip. It wasn't a pumpkin, it was a turnip, but it evolved into a pumpkin. And he carved it out and put a candle in it so he could see where he was at night. And that's where jack-o'-lanterns, ultimately, one theory of where jack-o'-lanterns came from. And why we do them today. And a lot of times we do these jack-o'-lanterns today, they have the faces, scary faces and everything carved in them to scare away and warn away evil spirits and things like that, is the way the tradition goes. But that's the story behind it, involving Stingy Jack. So let's mix this up. This mixture. And we're going to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Okay. I'm going to mix this all up. Preheat the oven at 375. it definitely looks like pumpkin pie filling for show. I think that's pretty good. You notice how I do everything by hand? I don't own like a mixer and stuff like that. So it's like everything has to be done like by hand. So hey, you know what? Everybody did it by hand, you know, not too long ago. So I guess it's okay. Put this extra pumpkin back here. You know what's funny? I feel like I'm forgetting to put something in there, but I'm not. Oh, okay. So here we go. So we've got this stuff. Let's get the pie crust out. My famous, as everybody knows, I am the graham cracker pie crust master. It's like, get this off of there, get this off of there, and give it to you. So, Pink didn't see that, did she? Okay, so here we go. We're gonna fill this up. I wonder if I made, I think I made just enough. This is amazing. It's crazy how we always make just enough. It's like, works out pretty good. So we're gonna put this mixing bowl over yonder. Let this kind of hang out for a second while the oven preheats. But it looks really good. So what are you guys doing for Samhain? Put it down in the comments below, like what you guys are going to do for Samhain. Are you people having a party? It's funny, I actually had to drop off Cubert at a friend's house across the state because they're actually trick-or-treating tomorrow night. And I found out that a lot of places trick-or-treat tomorrow night instead of Monday night, traditionally, like the traditional way. So that's pretty neat. I guess it just makes sense in some places. So what are you guys going to be doing for? You're going to do a party? You're going trick-or-treating? You're going to go somewhere and celebrate in some way? This is what I'm doing. I'm not, you know, I don't think I'm doing much for Samhain or Halloween this year. We're supposed to go to a friend's house today for like a bonfire, but it got canceled. So I'm not sure why, but it did. Probably because they found out I was going. No. Okay, so I'm going to wait for this oven to preheat and throw the pumpkin pie in there. And then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna start this wassail. Okay, so this wassail is an interesting thing. It says here that wassailing was usually done by a group of rowdies who had imbibed too much Samhain ale. They gathered weapons, stones, and cider and went out to find the largest apple tree around. They fired their weapons or stones into its branches to frighten away evil fairies and drink to the tree's health and sustenance. Today, wassailing has come to mean the drinking to the health of someone with a spiced punch prepared especially for the holiday. Wassail is served warm, usually in a punch bowl. There are numerous recipes for this concoction. The one from the Galloway religion, or this one is from the Galloway region of Ireland. So we're going to put this together. So I bought a bowl here that we could use to mix this stuff in. So we're going to use a pot here. Okay, so we got a pot here, 1.5 cups of water. And then we've got 1/2 cup of heavy cream, which is this heavy cream again. So let's see. This may actually end up being exactly right. Wow, I had to use 1 can of that stuff basically for everything. 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Put this there. And it says here we bring the water and cream to a slow boil and remove from the heat. So let's do that. Then I need 5 egg whites. I'm going to dip into these eggs again. Oh shit, one of them is broken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got 5 eggs. So it says I need to get egg whites. So this is going to be cool. I think I know how to do this.
a little bit. I think you take like this, and then you go like this. Oh wow, hey, that works. Hey, that's cool. That works. Okay, cool. So we're gonna put that there because I don't know what else to do with it. Let's see if I can do another one like that. Oh boy. Oh shit. I dropped it. Oh man. Okay, I gotta dig the... You know what? Why don't I just do this? Put them in there. Here's what I'm gonna do. Because I don't do the fancy stuff like you see like Gordon Ramsay do and all that stuff. I'm gonna put 5 eggs in here. Very carefully. Get all of it in there. Then I'm gonna grab a spoon and I'm gonna fish out the egg yolks. Yep. This is this is probably not the way to do this, I know, but I mean, you know what? It's working. It's working. It's totally working. So whatever. Oh man. Okay, cool. Oh no, I dropped it. Come on. Work with me here. It wants to go back to its whites. Okay, the last one, guys. Okay, so this is the last one, and not one of them broke. Oh shit! It's too soon. No, not one of them broke. I literally have just a yolk and some egg white. So look, I've got egg white now. I mean, it doesn't look like it's yellowed down, right? So looks good. Okay, so that's that. Waiting for this stuff to boil, the cream in the water. Okay. Okay, so it also says I need 6 baked apples, which I did that already. Due to my experience of baking apples when I made the apple pie back in Mannun, I think I made the apple pie. So now I've got baked apples. I made these yesterday though, so I could have them today. So I didn't have to waste time making the apples. So, oh, so also it says to beat the egg whites well. So let's do that. So they gotta beat these. Ugh. I'm not even gonna tell you what that looks like. Oh my God. Okay, I think I beat those pretty well. Okay, so when I made these apples, I actually candied them up like I did the apple pie. I put some brown sugar in. Didn't say you're supposed to, but I put some brown sugar and cinnamon and crap in it to make them sweet. So I don't know. Okay, this has come to a slow boil. I believe it's a slow boil, and it says here, thoroughly mix in all the remaining ingredients except the alcohol. So we're going to put in the egg whites. We're putting in, let me get this thing here, mix this in some. We're gonna get 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. Go back to our trusty measuring cup here. All right. 1 1/2 cups granulated sugar. 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. which we have somewhere. Nutmeg. I'm gonna say that's probably about a half a teaspoon, give or take. Ooh, smells really good. Oh man, I better start stirring this thing because it looks like the egg whites are starting to kind of coagulate. Ew. Don't want that to happen. I think this is gonna work a little bit better. Stir this the whole time. 2 teaspoons of allspice. Wow, that's a lot of allspice, but hey, that's what it wants to use. Ooh, let me just grab what I think is a teaspoon. It's 1, 2. Okay, keep stirring. Okay, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Ooh. Okay. About that. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of ginger, which I have here as well. So we're going to do a half a teaspoon of ginger, about like that. Half a teaspoon of ginger. 8 whole cloves, which I got here. So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if that's even a whole clove. I think it meant like this says whole clove, so I'm gonna trust it. I mean, 8 whole cloves. 1 quart of ale. Okay, this goes. Yeah, 1 quart of ale. Jeez. I got this cheap ale. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of Indian ale. Let's throw that in there. So 2 cans is going to be a quart, by the way. So pop that open. Pop this. I might have to put it in a bigger pot. I think I'm gonna have to put it in a bigger pot. This is crazy. I meant to put this in a bigger pot, people. So let me wash a pot out like so, because that one is a little bit too small, people. Okay, so that's better. Oh, it stinks. Put the rest of this in here. I do not like beer. I can't stand beer. Sorry. For you beer lovers out there, I apologize. I can't do beer. Beer is gross. But whatever, here it is. So we've got that in there, 8 whole cloves, 1 quart of ale, 1 cup of cooking sherry, which we got here. Ooh, no, yeah. Let's see. That is 1 cup. Dump that in there. Okay, and a half a cup of Irish whiskey, or sorry, 1 cup of Irish whiskey, which I am going to not do Irish whiskey. Sorry if I ruined it for people, but I'm doing my favorite whiskey, which is the Jim Beam honey whiskey. 1 cup. Well, it's a little more than a cup, but you know how that goes. All right, so this is it, people. So isn't there like some kind of like, oh, and I guess you're supposed to put the apple in there too. So here we go. I didn't say anything about it, but okay, and we put the apple in there as well. Now we're mixing all this up in the pot, and it does not get recooked or anything, so cheers to Samhain. So this is it, and it's served warm. So I actually bought a thing. I bought this thing. I'm going to pour this into as carefully as possible, and then I can like kind of serve some. You know what? I want to taste some though. I want to taste some in a glass real quick. Like dip some out and taste it before, because I want some apple in it too. Let's see, people. Oh my God. Okay. It looks like shit. It looks horrible. But let's give it a taste. Okay. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Maybe it's an acquired thing. I mean, the apples taste good, but the rest of it, I mean, I get it. But yeah, honestly, it's not that it's bad. It's just not for me. You know, yeah, nope. It's just not for me. So I know I'm gonna put some in this jar and maybe let Pink give it a shot. Bring the puka, the stuff, the mashed potato dish that I made, and let me go ahead and give that a taste. Taste test here, people. It's seasoned really well. It's not bad, but it's actually pretty good, but it doesn't like floor me. So the Wassail, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10 is like a 7. When it's heated, when it gets cold, it's like a 2. This potato dish, I mean, it tastes like mashed potatoes with cabbage in it. And, you know, that's it. It tastes like mashed potatoes with cabbage in it. So, if you're looking for mashed potatoes to taste like cabbage in it, and it's well seasoned, I give it a 10. But honestly, if you were to say like, how would I rate this on a meal to just eat? I think it would be good as a side to some meat, which I understand back in the day, Irish people had famines and stuff, so they didn't have that option of meat a lot of times. But I'm gonna have to give it a 7. It just doesn't wow me. It doesn't wow me at all. It's very plain Jane. So, yeah, you know, 7. All right, all we have left now, let me cleanse my palate. All we have now left to try out is the pumpkin pie. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember how long ago I put it in the oven. So it's supposed to cook for 50 minutes, but I don't know how long it's been in there. I'm just gonna pretend it's been in there for 50 minutes. I think it's been in there for close to that. So I'm gonna open it up and see what we got. Okay, so I just opened up the oven and I checked the pumpkin pie, and the middle is still jiggly, like really like jiggly. So I'm gonna leave it in for a little bit and we will come back to it, and I'll see you guys in a few. All right, people, so we are back with the pumpkin pie. It's been out of the oven now for a little bit. And we are going to try a piece of this, see how this turned out. So I have a feeling this is gonna be like super awesome, because every time I make something that's a sweet, it's amazing. But let's see. Well, it's clean for sure. Let's see what we can get here. Let's see. Another fork. Man, I got a lot of dishes to do this time around. Okay, we're gonna bust open this piece of pie. Here we go. It's still warm, right out of the oven. Well, it's been sitting for a little bit to cool, but here we go. Oh my God. Okay, this is, again, I don't know what it is with the sweet stuff. I usually don't like pumpkin pie. This is the best pumpkin pie I think I've ever eaten though. Oh my God. Maybe because it's still warm. Oh, a scoop of ice cream? Forget it. So that's going to end this episode of Witch in the Working. We're at the Cooking for Samhain episode. Please, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And let all your friends know and all your other fellow witchy people know about me. Let's try to get to that 20,000 subscriber mark. I'm at 19,700, only 300 to go. I may put together a little special something that when I hit 20,000, do something special. But that being said, ring that little bell also and choose all so that you can get reminded of future episodes to come. And I love you guys and gals. Happy Samhain. See you later.